Hello, boys and girls. We are looking at tens and ones, Part A, Lesson 12.1. We are starting a brand new unit, Unit 12. Let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, as always, let's go ahead and have our 4-question check-in. Let's go ahead and make sure those listening ears are turned on. You can go ahead and show me that your eyes are on my screen with your super duper goggles. You can hold up cactus hands for me and show me that you are not holding any toys, pencils, markers, anything that could distract you, and go ahead and wave good morning to each other. You can put your hands down and take a deep breath and let it out through your mouth. Are you going to give this lesson your absolute best? Give me 2 thumbs up. Fabulous job, boys and girls. Remember that we are recording every lesson that we have here so that you can go back and watch the lesson again if you need to. And don't forget about our classroom rules. Here are our lesson goals for today. I can break up a number from 11 to 19 into tens and ones, and I can find the number of tens and ones in a number from 11 to 19. This unit is all about place value, and I know that might sound scary and intimidating at first, but I promise you it's actually quite simple and fun once you get the hang of it. So today we are working with numbers 11 through 19, okay? We might not hit every number, but that's the range we're working with. Our goal is for you to be able to say, I can break up a number from 11 to 19 into tens and ones, and I can find the number of tens and ones in a number from 11 to 19. So good morning. Let's begin very simply with our 2 10 frames. So we have our 2 10 frames here. Why are these called 10 frames? Each one has 10 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 places in a 10 frame, and we can use counters on a 10 frame to show numbers. So we're going to begin with the number 13. So I'm going to write the number 13 here. Okay, and let's look at the number 13. I'm going to draw and count our counters until we get to the number 13. Okay, so let's do that now. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What do you notice about the 10 frames? Let me go ahead and just quickly redraw my counters since we're on a new slide. And while I'm doing that, think about, what do you notice about the number 13? What do you notice about my 13 counters? So we counted to 13 by adding counters to the 10 frame. There are 13 counters on this 10 frame to represent the number 13. We have one full 10 frame here at the top. So our first 10 frame is completely full, meaning I have a counter in each square. And if there are 10 counters, or if there are 10 squares in a 10 frame, that means that I have 10 counters up here, right? It's completely full. And then I have 3 left over on my second 10 frame. So in the number, so we have 3 left over, or 3 ones. We have one full 10 at the top, and then we have 3 counters left over on my second 10 frame to show our 3 ones. So in the number 13, guys, in the number 13, we have 1, 10, and we have 3 ones. That is how we can break apart a number into tens and ones. 13 is the same as 110 and 3 ones. Okay, let's practice again with another one. And again, guys, this is I do time, so you don't have to write anything. And we do time is when you'll practice, and I will tell you when that time comes. But for now, just soak in this information. How about the number 17? Let's go ahead and practice with the number 17. How many tens and ones are in the number 17? Well, let's use our 10 frames again to help us. And anytime you are working on a problem by yourself and you get stuck, you can quickly draw these 10 frames and you can figure out that way how many tens and ones there are. So let's go ahead and count from 1 to 17. Let's go ahead and count to 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So to make the number 17, we filled up one full 10 frame up here is full, right? So that's 110, okay? And then at the bottom here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 ones. 110 and 7 ones is what makes up the number 17. Okay, so 17 is the same thing as saying 110 and 7 ones. We're going to try one more, the number 12. Let's go ahead and count to 12 using our counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What do you think our 10 frames will look like for the number 12? Well, we can see right here, we filled up our top 10 frame, right? Is completely full. So that means that equals 110 because there are 10 counters in it, or there are 10 ones in 110. So we can just simply say 110. We're just combining those and saying, okay, we're going to say 110 for this instead of saying 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. We can combine these all together into 110. Now, what do I have left over on my second 10 frame? I have 2 ones. So 12 is the same thing as 110 and 2 ones. 12 equals 110 and 2 ones. All right, we can also use base 10 blocks to represent our numbers. At the top here, we have a tall green set of blocks called a 10, okay? And we have a smaller blue block here called a 1. Together, these are base 10 blocks. 1 cube equals 1. This is a 1 right here. So 1 cube, again, this blue cube here equals 1. So in my green 110, I have a bunch of little cubes snapped together. So each circle you see here is a cube. Let's go ahead and count how many cubes there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 ones in this 110. That's why it's called 110, right? This is called 110. Okay, and again, this is called 1, 1. Okay, the little cube, 1 cube is equal to 1, 1. Okay, now if I had 2 here, this would be called 2 ones. Okay, if I had 3 here, this would be called 3 ones. And all together. Now, if I had 10 ones, it would not be called 10 ones. We would snap those together and it would be called 110. Okay? It takes practice. If it's confusing, repetition, 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 and you will get the hang of it. All right, so we already counted the little circles in our 110, and we saw that there were 10 ones, which is why it's called 110. Now, if I had oh, wow, we can do better than that. Okay, if I had more of these 10s drawn, if I had 2 more up here, let's just say, sorry guys, you get the picture. These are 2 ones. And I counted each, these are 2 10s. If I counted each 10, ready, 1, 2, 3, that would equal 3 10s. And don't forget about your 1 and 1, 1. Okay. All right, so we're going to use our base 10 blocks to represent the number 15. So I'm going to first start off by writing the number 15. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I am separating or I'm leaving space in between each place value, okay? A place value, for example, would be 5 or would be 1. It's one of the digit places. So a digit place or a digit is called a place value, okay? There is value to that place. So let's look at our base 10 blocks to represent the number 15. In the number 15, I see 110, okay? So looking here, I see 110 and I see 5 ones, okay? My place value that is farthest to the right is my ones place. The place value that comes after the ones place is the tens place. So I have the digit 1 in my tens place, which means that equals 110. So I need 110 here. And for the digit 5 in the ones place, that equals 5 ones. So I need 5 ones. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my number is 15, or that is the same as saying 110 and 5 ones. Okay, and here we can see it here. 110 and 5 ones. Take a quick brain break. Wow, that was a lot of new information. Go ahead, take as long as you need, pause this recording. You can press play when you're ready and make sure that you have something to write on, something to write with, because we're going to practice with We Do time. All right, guys, now for the fun part. We get to practice together. What I would love for you to do is on your board, write 13 equals blank plus blank. Okay. You can pause this recording, have that written, and press play when you're ready for the next step. This is We Do time, so make sure that you're working with me, not ahead. We're doing this together. All right, I'm assuming you've pressed play again to continue, And so we're looking at 13 equals blank plus blank, but what we want to do is we want to break up the number 13 into each place value, so into tens and ones. So what is going to go in these blanks is 13 equals blank tens and plus blank ones, okay? But first, let's go ahead and visualize this. So I'm going to write the number 13. I'm leaving space in between each digit or each place value. And I'm going to underline my tens place with a green color. You can use black, pencil, whatever you have. But just to help you visualize, that represents tens. And then under my ones place, I'm using the blue color to underline the number 3 because that's my ones place. Remember, if you have trouble remembering which is my ones place and which is my tens place, well, your ones place is always going to be all the way to the right, and your tens place is to the left of the ones place. The tens place comes directly after, or I guess you could say before, the ones place, right? It goes directly in front of the ones place. And then once you work with hundreds, your hundreds place will go here, your thousands place will go here, but we're not there yet, okay? We're just starting with tens and ones. Okay, so if I have 110 in my tens place, I'm going to draw 110 to represent that. And in my ones place, I have how many ones? 1, 2, 3. 3 ones. So 13 equals 110 and 3 ones. Okay, go ahead, have what I have on your board. You can pause this recording, press play when you're ready to practice with the next one. All right, guys, I've got another one for you. 17 equals blank tens plus blank ones. Go ahead and have that on your board. Again, you can pause this recording, press play when you have that. Assuming you've pressed play, we're going to write the number 17. All right, the number 17, I'm going to underline my tens place, and I'm going to underline my ones place. I'm going to start with the ones place first because I want you guys to get used to starting with the ones place first in these problems, and you'll understand why in the future. So let's go ahead and write 7 ones. Ready? Or draw 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have how many tens? We have 1, 10. 17 equals 1, 10 and 7 ones. Okay? 17 equals 110 plus 7 ones. You can pause this recording, have all this on your board, and then we can move on to the next one. All right, guys, now we are going to do this one without using our 10 rods and our 1 cubes, okay? So what I want from you is go ahead and write 18 equals blank plus blank on your board, and then we'll continue. You can pause this recording. Assuming you've pressed play for the next step, you have 18 equals blank plus blank on your board. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to just look at the number and try to determine how many tens and ones is in it without drawing a visualization. So when I look at the number 18, I have 110 and I have 8 ones. I know this because I'm looking at each place value. There is a 1 in my tens place. There is the number 1 in my tens place, so that equals 110. And then there is an 8 in my ones place, which equals 8 ones. So 18 equals 110 plus 8 ones. Go ahead and have 18 equals 110 plus 8 ones on your board. You can pause this recording, press play when you're ready to continue. All right, guys, you deserve a brain break. Go ahead and take a quick brain break, and then when you get back to your seats, we will check your understanding. So keep your materials by your working area, your learning area. Go ahead and take a quick brain break, and you can come back to your seats and press play when you're ready. All right, guys, we're going to answer just a few questions to show what you know. Here is our one question to check your understanding. 16 has blank tens and blank ones. What is the correct answer? 16 has blank tens and blank ones. A, 110 and 6 ones. B, 6 tens and 1 1. Or C, 10 tens and 6 ones. I'm going to help you guys out a tiny bit and underline your place value. Remember, the green is your tens place. The blue is your ones place. And if you need, I can even write that bigger for you. Learning coaches, please take a picture of your student's answer, send it to me on Class Dojo or email, and that will give them credit for watching this recording. 16 has blank tens and blank ones. A, 110 and 6 ones. B, 6 tens and 1 1. Or C, 10 tens and 6 ones. Pause this recording. You can press play when you are ready to see the correct answer. So please pause it, do your best, send the picture, and then check your work. It's okay if you're wrong. You have to work on this on your own. So that's why I don't want you to see the answer before you submit your answer. So go ahead and pause this recording. You can press play when you are completely finished. All right, assuming you've pressed play to see the correct answer, the correct answer is A, 110 and 6 ones. I have 110 in my 110 in my tens place, and I have 6 ones in my ones place. So 6 tens has 110 and 10 ones. Sorry guys. Oh my goodness. Has 110 and 6 ones. Oh wow, and that's in yellow. Okay. Great work, everybody. Let's review what we learned today. Today, we learned a 10 is a group that has 10 ones. We also learned how to break up a number from 11 to 19 into a 10 and ones, and how to find the number of tens and ones in a number from 11 to 19. Great work today, guys. You may log off, and I'll see you next time. Bye.